This video is a gap up video, and in some ways it's a typical gap up, but it has a couple of unique things to it that I will explain. I'm going to the chart here. We're in SNX, and the green vertical line is on September 26th, 2016. And I'll point out the obvious first of all, and that is that we have, like if you go into the price chart, we have some low angles down in the price chart, and we have in the zip chart, we have no other low angles down in the trend chart, excuse me. But in the zip chart, we have 4 low angles down, and in the power chart, we have 4 low angle down. In the swing chart, we have 1 low angle down, swing Zion. In the power chart, we have 1 low angle up, which is the power Zion. In the zip chart, we have a red spike, which is red down, zip red down low, and at 18, zip yellow is at 70. So it's a very typical classic red spike, and both of them are in low angles down, so that just increases the probability of going up next day when you have a low angle down or a low angle up. In the trend chart, we have trend red that's down touched yellow. We have trend green and gray down touching the blue line, the blue trend line. And in the swing Zion, we have a low angle down touch the swing green, and the swing yellow down touches the swing red line as well in the swing chart. We have zip Zion is down touching 0. Over here it's actually just a little bit under, it's at 48 something. And we have the power yellow down touching the power green in this area. And then most important, or one of the more important things, is that we have proximity groups. And the proximity group is basically, I'll explain it like right in here on the trend chart. On the trend chart, you have gray and green above the trend trio, the blue, pink, yellow, and they just like down here in the power chart, you have pink, blue, white, yellow, and red all above the green line, the green power line. And so but the green power and orange are going up, as is the trend trio here. Now the trend red qualifies in the proximity group because it is above the yellow. We like to see all of the qualifications above all 3 lines, but as long as it's above one of those lines, we're fine. So in essence, you have a proximity group in the trend chart, and you have a proximity group in the power chart, and you have some scattered lines in the other charts. That obvious, and by that I mean typically when you have, or not typically, but you can have on the zip chart, you can have many indicators down low, like within a 25 count difference. We have a few down low, but we don't, they range from 48 down to 0 at zip red, and gray's at 0. I guess blue is at 0 as well, and pink is at 5. So we do have 4 of them that are very low. Oops, I'm reading that wrong. I forgot to press the button. That's none of that's true. They're zip reds at 18, grays at 20, and greens at 30, and zip Zions at 48, pinks at 42. So our proximity groups will locate at 0 or at 100 sometimes, but the best proximity group is when they are just above the short-term trend lines, the blue, pink, yellow in the trend chart, and when a good majority of the lines are above the power green and orange in the power chart. And so both of those proximity groups are there, and that has a significant portion of what drives this trend up. But obviously we have 3 low angles down in the price, 4 in the zip, and 4 in the power, and 1 in the swing. So we have a total of 12 low angle down indicators. This technically qualifies as a one pattern gap up. It goes from a little over $106 and it opens the next day at $115.11. So it gapped up $9. It closed at $116.62 the next day, so it was up over $10 the next day at the end of the day. So it was a nice gap up. One of the things that is added, we have a pattern, one pattern gap here with 12 indicators, but what multiplies the power is when you have a whole bunch of other indicators telling you, you have a whole bunch of other indicators that show you that there are other patterns indicating price up. And so when you have one pattern, one indicator, or one pattern type, like 12 of one pattern type, and then we have 10 other pattern types as well. So we have the one pattern, and then oftentimes when you have one pattern, you have 2, 3, 4 other patterns that tell you the price is going to go up. In this case here we have 10 other pattern types that tell us it's going to go up, and we have the 12 low angle down patterns. So when you get those two in combination, it is significant, and that's one of the things that gaps it up real well. I'll point out one thing here, and you can see it down on the swing chart. Swing Zion is in a down touch swing green, and it's in a down touch 0. It is also in a low angle down. Now all 3 of those are patterns which are reversal up patterns, and they are all 3 in one indicator at the same time. Sometimes you'll see doubles where you have a low angle and a down touch, but not too often do you have a one indicator that has a triple pattern in it. And when you find those or see those are examples typically of strong reaction, because many of these patterns are reversal patterns. And so when you see a triple, that's very significant, because I don't catch that too often, but that in this case here, that's one example of what this particular stock is doing on this day. So it was a nice $10 gap up for the end of the following day. Great example of a gap up.